Most people think the Pacific War began with Pearl Harbor and ended with the atomic bomb. But that version of history leaves out critical context, major mistakes, and human consequences on both sides. Today, we're exploring the unauthorized history of the Pacific War. Not a conspiracy, not a secret archive, but a deeper, independent look at how and why the war really unfolded. This is not propaganda. This is not simplified good versus evil. This is the real, complete story of the Pacific War. The term unauthorized history of the Pacific War does not mean hidden or illegal history. It refers to independent historical analysis, discussions outside official government narratives, military and academic perspectives that openly criticize both sides. The phrase became popular through a podcast and YouTube series created by Seth Paradon, a historian, Bill Tody, a retired U.S. Navy submarine commander. Their goal was simple: to explain the Pacific War as it really happened, including strategic failures, political miscalculations, and the human cost of the conflict. The Pacific War did not begin in 1941. Its roots go back decades. By the 1930s, Japan had already invaded Manchuria. In 1937, Japan launched a full-scale war against China. Japan lacked oil, iron, and natural resources. Japan believed survival required expansion. This led to the concept of the Greater East Asia Co-Prosperity Sphere, officially Asia for Asians. In reality, Asian territories under Japanese control. As Japan expanded, the United States and its allies responded with economic sanctions. Most importantly, the U.S. cut off oil supplies. Japan had enough oil for roughly 1 to 2 years. At this point, Japanese leadership believed war was inevitable. On December 7, 1941, Japan launched a surprise attack on Pearl Harbor, Hawaii. The objective: cripple the U.S. Pacific Fleet, buy time to secure territory in Southeast Asia. The attack destroyed or damaged multiple U.S. battleships, killed over 2,400 Americans, shocked the United States. However, Japan made critical strategic mistakes. U.S. aircraft carriers were not present. Fuel storage facilities were left untouched. Repair docks survived. Instead of forcing the U.S. to retreat, Pearl Harbor unified American public opinion. Japan did not eliminate an enemy. It fully awakened one. Following Pearl Harbor, Japan moved quickly. Within months, Japan captured the Philippines, Singapore, Malaya, Indonesia, large areas of the Pacific. At this stage, Japan appeared unstoppable. Allied forces were retreating. Morale in the West was low, but these victories came at a cost. Overextended supply lines, limited industrial capacity, heavy dependence on naval dominance. These weaknesses would soon be exposed. In June 1942, Japan attempted to destroy U.S. aircraft carriers near Midway Island. Japan's plan: lure U.S. forces into a trap, eliminate remaining American naval power. What Japan did not know: the U.S. had broken Japanese naval codes. The result: Japan lost 4 aircraft carriers. Many of its best pilots were killed. The U.S. lost 1 carrier. This battle changed the course of the war. From this point forward, Japan was on the defensive. The United States controlled the initiative. Midway was not just a victory, it was a strategic collapse for Japan. Instead of attacking every Japanese-held island, the U.S. adopted the island-hopping strategy. The plan: capture only strategically important islands, bypass heavily fortified positions, cut supply lines and isolate Japanese forces. This strategy reduced American casualties, starved Japanese garrisons, slowly pushed U.S. forces closer to Japan. Many Japanese soldiers were left stranded, fighting without supplies or hope of reinforcement. By 1944, Japan faced severe shortages. Fuel was scarce. Aircraft production declined. Trained pilots were gone. In response, Japan introduced kamikaze attacks. Young pilots flew explosive-laden aircraft, intentionally crashed into Allied ships, undertook one-way missions militarily. Damage was limited psychologically. The impact was significant. Kamikaze attacks symbolized Japan's desperation, not strength. By 1945, Japan was militarily defeated but had not surrendered. The United States faced two options. One, invasion of Japan, expected massive casualties. Two, use of atomic weapons. On August 6, 1945, Hiroshima was bombed. On August 9, 1945, Nagasaki followed. The consequences were catastrophic. Massive civilian casualties, entire cities destroyed. Long-term radiation effects. In September 1945, Japan surrendered unconditionally. The Pacific War, and World War II was over. The real lesson of the Pacific War is not heroism alone. It is political miscalculation, strategic overconfidence, human suffering on all sides. The unauthorized history matters because it challenges simplified narratives. It acknowledges mistakes by all parties. It reminds us that modern war has no true winners. The Pacific War reshaped the world. It ended empires, created the nuclear age, and permanently changed global politics. Understanding it honestly, without myths or propaganda, is the only way to learn from it. If you want deeper videos on kamikaze pilots, atomic bomb myths versus facts, or untold stories of Pacific War soldiers, let me know in the comments.